It's the most wonderful time of the year. Dear Lord, these are horrifying. Multi-billion-dollar companies and cutting corners. Name a better duo. There's been an unbelievable amount of backlash that's been happening over the last, I don't know, it's been like a month on one and then a week on the other, because gigantic corporations are now making ads that honestly a lot of people do genuinely care about, but they're making it with AI. The Coca-Cola Christmas ad is something that does mean a lot to a lot of people. And this year, it got the benefit of getting the old AI treatment. People, admittedly, understandably, not particularly happy about this, not just because it was necessarily made with AI, but because AI, for the most part, still looks horrendous. There's certain shots that you can maybe get away with that don't look like the worst thing you've ever seen, but everything else with the animals, with the anything that involves a human being, all of it just looks a little bit janky. But admittedly, it has risen sales by a gigantic amount, but it just so happens to be that for the Coca-Cola company, it was not necessarily for their brand. These were on sale. The studio behind the ads said that they spent weeks refining prompts and generating variations. After the video was set to private on McDonald's Netherlands YouTube channel, the Sweet Shop's chief executive Melanie Bridge defended the project. As quoted in Futurism, she said the production process took 7 weeks in which the team hardly slept and created thousands of takes, then shaped them in the edit just as we would on any high craft production. It is Christmas time, you fucking lunatic. People don't want clanker shit like this, okay? People want some soul. People want you to, at least as a billion-dollar corporation, pretend that the little person even matters, man. The commercial itself doesn't even make any sense. It's about how everything is awful, and yeah, no duh, we all know that. But oh, everything's horrible, like, you've completely smashed your place to bits, you're falling behind on bills, like the cost of living's going up, food prices have gone up, I got a carton of eggs cost $24, you've ruined Christmas dinner, your parents and your step-parents are fighting, your kid's sick, he's complaining about something. But you know what, brother? Come to McDonald's, why not? Just come and get him a McFlurry and a McChicken sandwich and everything's gonna turn out all right. It's horrible, man. It's just horrible. The message is horrible. The AI ad itself is horrible. It just doesn't make any sense, man. The one time of year you'd expect companies to try and like pull at your heartstrings by having a little bit of soul in it. And instead, no, it's the most soulless nonsense that doesn't even make any sense that you've ever seen in your entire life, man. It is funny though. I can't lie, man. It is so funny that for 7 weeks, a bunch of guys who type sentences into ChatGPT were for whatever reason locked in a cage, and this was a huge team, and forced to not sleep, man. A fate worse than death. But they're probably on like 250k a year. The job title is prompt engineer. This is such a horrible still image that scares me. Why did they think that this was something that they should put in the Christmas ad, man? They decided to put a sleep paralysis demon inside there. Do you know what's interesting though? I think we should prepare for the worst. We should prepare for Armageddon, because things are going to get worse. We're going to see more of this. There's no doubt about it. However, bullying works. Bullying works. They took this ad down. And honestly, I'm kind of interested to see if there's a potential situation where McDonald's maybe sues for damage to their brand or something like that. I don't think it's going to do a tremendous amount of damage to their brand. People that want to eat McDonald's will eat McDonald's because it's easy, it's convenient, and it's there. But you know what? Interestingly enough, all it's kind of done is draw attention to other commercials in the space that were not made with AI. Like, for instance, a lot of people were pointing towards the Apple commercial that just came out. That is the Christmas one. It's shot on an iPhone 17, and it is all human-made. It is made with puppets, and yeah, it's like cute, and it's got animals in it, and it's, you know, it also demonstrates the product because everything was shot on an iPhone 17. This is like a good Christmas ad because there's actually human beings involved in it. You know exactly what you're getting because it's filming on the thing you'd be buying. And just generally speaking, like, you know, it's silly and it's got a bit of heart in it. Now, granted, it's still like a evil billion-dollar corporation that will actively make older phones worse so that you are forced to buy the newer phone. But at the same time, we got to take this one battle at a time. Do you know what I mean? AI is getting pretty difficult to decipher sometimes, so admittedly, and I'm a little bit scared of that. But at the very least, it makes sense, and it makes me happy that even gigantic, heartless corporations filled with shareholders that all they're interested in is the bottom line are getting cyberbullied. They are not immune to cyberbullying, and that is incredible news. We as a people, we must come together to damage them in any way, shape, or form that we can. It was intended to reflect the stressful moments that can occur during the holidays in the Netherlands, but we recognize that for many of our guests, the season is the most wonderful time of the year. We respect that and remain committed to creating experiences that offer good times and good food for everyone. Okay, like, it's a good time of year for many. It's also like an insanely stressful time for everyone, right? Every single human being, it does not spend the entire Christmas period not stressed in some regard. Getting Christmas presents, sorting out Christmas dinner, figuring out family politics. Where are you going to eat Christmas dinner this year? Are you going to eat it at your mother's? Well, if you're going to eat it at your dad's, you're going to eat it at yours, you're going to eat it at one of your siblings? Oh yeah, but then if that person comes in, your auntie is in a bad terms with your uncle, and then all of a sudden you have all these things you have to deal with, and it's horrible, okay? We know that there's stressful moments during Christmas. Everybody has stressful moments during Christmas. We don't need a fucking clanker to tell us that, okay? It's definitely an overtly scary time for creatives, though. Commercial work is generally, from what I hear from people that have done stuff like that in the past, pretty good pay. If you're acting in it, if you're part of the production of it, whether that be camera, sound stuff, 3D, general graphics, stuff like that, apparently it's a pretty good gig to get. But if that starts being eliminated, like human beings start being eliminated from that process, you don't need cameras anymore, you don't need 3D artists, you don't need anybody to do, like, even just graphic design, never mind acting in the damn thing. That's a lot of real jobs being lost. And I appreciate that they claim that there was a huge team that took 7 weeks to make this, that barely got any sleep. But I know that, speaking as somebody who does YouTube, has done YouTube, streamed full-time for over 10 years, that I'm kind of pot calling the kettle black here just a little bit. Trust me, I know that if you're in the glass houses, you shouldn't throw stones, but I'm just saying to the people that are like prompt engineers and who do this stuff and were on this team, your job is not real. Anyway, reject AI commercials, return to monkey. I got no problem with people using it for silly little videos to send to their friends or what have you. It's a toy. I don't think it should be necessarily used as a marketing tool. I'm pretty on the fence about whether or not I give leeway to like a mom and pop store using like a little bit of AI in their commercial if they were going to do something like that. I think it like you lend a little bit of empathy depending on the situation, you know? It's like, oh, okay, a mom and pop store couldn't really afford to have like this particular shot, so they used AI. Compared to a company that made $45 billion this year in revenue using an entire ad as AI that probably would only cost them like $5 to $10 million. I don't really know. I think it's obviously you shouldn't really use it at all for this kind of stuff. I don't know. It's super murky. The moral of the story is you're allowed to eat McDonald's, you're allowed to drink Coca-Cola, but just because you may like these products, don't ever think for a second that you're not allowed to bully them on the internet. Thank you so much for watching. I thought this topic was just very, very funny and I wanted to talk about it. So I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. If you're new here, please consider subscribing, give the video a like, and shout out to Pepsi Max. Dude, I don't know whether or not I should cut that last shot, because I just feel like so much of a consumer, dude. I don't want to be. I consume, but please, I don't. Is that too on the nose? I don't know. And the AI video I used earlier, man. Oh fuck! What a disaster of a video. Put it in the bin.